New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, with Michelle Charlesworth and Rob Nelson, and Amy Freeze with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning at 6 a.m. and developing right now, a tragic story. A massive fire in Brooklyn has killed 2 children and injured 3 others. We're live on the scene with the latest.
Out of control fire killed 2 little girls and injured 3 others. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal joins us live from that scene with details. Good morning to you, Naveen.
Good morning, Michelle. Just terrible news out of Brooklyn this morning. We first heard that the 2 girls were taken to the hospital in critical condition, but we've learned overnight that they have both passed away. Now, this fire happened here at 165 Schaefer Street in the 2nd floor apartment there. The initial call was just before 11 p.m. Crews arrived to flames coming out of the apartment building. Now, it appears to be a quick-moving fire. Fire officials say they got into the apartment and found 5 people inside. They transported the 2 girls, ages 7 and 8, to Wyckoff Hospital, and that's where they were both pronounced dead. Now, 3 other adults were also taken to the hospital, including a 53-year-old man. His exact condition unknown at this hour. We had a chance to speak with the police or fire chief. Take a listen.
When the 2 victims were removed from the building, our unit performed CPR on the victims, and then they were transferred over here. The fire marshals are on the scene conducting an investigation. We do not know what the cause of the fire is.
And fire crews were able to get that fire under control about midnight this morning. You can see it's a 2nd floor apartment with the busted windows there. I can still smell the smoke this morning as we speak. The medical examiner will determine the cause of death of those 2 girls and the cause of this fire under investigation at this hour. Reporting live in Bushwick, Brooklyn this morning, I'm Naveen Dhaliwal, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Naveen, thank you. And now another terrible tragedy to tell you about. 2 little girls, a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, were killed when a fire erupted in that apartment building you just saw in Brooklyn late last night. Emergency workers tried to save them, but they just couldn't. News 4's Brandon Naveen. He's in Bushwick, where neighbors got that horrible news about the kids today.
Pouring out of the 2nd floor windows of this apartment building, the flames spread quickly. And even though firefighters got the fire on Schaefer Street under control right away, 2 young girls were rushed to a nearby hospital and couldn't be saved.
Any life is messing with Lou, but especially a kid, 2 kids, that's ridiculous.
I heard the sad news about the 2 little girls. It was just so sad all around.
Alan Straker recorded this video on his cell phone. He lives across the street and suddenly smelled smoke around 11 o'clock Saturday night.
I rushed to my balcony, and the flames just burst through the window, and the fire just started roaring.
Firefighters say the fire started in the back of the building. When they arrived, they found 2 girls, ages 7 and 8, surrounded by smoke in a bedroom. A 53-year-old man was also taken to a hospital in stable condition.
I'm surprised it even happened because you don't think it's going to happen like near you. What I saw was like black smoke, like just coming out of the house, like crazy.
Christina Pinheiro lives nearby, and when she saw the thick smoke, she thought the flames might spread to her home.
It was pretty scary. That's why we ran out right away.
In the daylight hours, fire investigators are back here on the scene, sifting through items inside the house, looking for clues and looking for a cause.
It's early in the investigation, but hearts are broken in Bushwick, thinking of the family who lost 2 young children.
Only thing we can do is pray for them, pray for the family that all goes well.
Reporting in Bushwick, Rana Novini, News 4, New York.
Sad news out of Brooklyn this morning, just weeks before Christmas.
2 young children have been killed in a massive fire overnight in Bushwick. CBS 2's Scott Rappaport joins us live from the scene with the latest. Scott?
Yeah, tragedy here in Bushwick this morning. A fire inside the building you see behind me has now claimed the lives of 2 young children. FDNY says the flames broke out around 11 p.m. last night here at 165 Schaefer Street. Firefighters say they responded within 3 minutes to battle the blaze in the rear of the building. That's when they found 2 children, 7- and 8-year-old girls, in a back room and tried to save them.
When the 2 victims were removed from the building, our unit performed CPR on the victims, and then they were transferred over here.
The children were taken to an area hospital where they were pronounced dead. No word yet on what caused the fire. FDNY says 3 other people were injured, but not seriously. The names of the deceased have not yet been released. We're live in Bushwick this morning. Scott Rappaport, CBS 2 News.
Scott, thank you.
2 young girls are killed in a massive fire in Brooklyn. Video from the Citizen app shows firefighters battling the flames, which broke out around 11 o'clock last night on the 2nd floor of an apartment building on Schaefer Street in Bushwick. Fire officials say a 7- and 8-year-old girl were rescued from the building, taken to the local hospital, where they died. A 53-year-old man was also taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive.
Unspeakable tragedy in Brooklyn. Fire officials say 2 little girls were killed when fire swept through the Bushwick building where they were sleeping last night. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heidi Ton. You're watching the PIX11 News at 5. We begin tonight live on the scene in Bushwick. PIX11's Lisa Mateo joins us live with the terrible details. Lisa.
Heidi, such a sad story, especially during the holiday time. This is the building where the fire ripped through the 2nd story. You can still see the windows charred out there. Even the fire department located just around the corner could not save the lives of these 2 little girls. Now, we were originally told they were 7 and 8 years old. We are just getting this information in. It is 7-year-old Peyton Gomez and 9-year-old Haley Harris. Tarred windows, broken glass, and scattered debris is all that remains at the scene of a late-night fire in Bushwick that claimed the lives of 2 young girls ages 8 and 7.
Like a horror film going on. To lose 2 little girls for the holidays, the way they lost their lives.
Milton and Jeanette Palat are the owners of 165 Schaefer Street. They looked on as fire marshals searched through the apartment looking for clues as to what caused this fast-moving fire. This Citizen app video shows firefighters cutting through the front gate as flames ripped through the 2nd floor of this 3-story building just before 11 p.m. Saturday night. Distraught family members gathered outside trying to cope with the situation. EMS transported the 2 girls as well as a 53-year-old male and 2 other adults to Wyckoff Hospital. The male is listed in stable condition. Neighbors say he was the grandfather of the 2 girls.
The grandkids passed away last night at Wyckoff Medical Center, and that's a tragedy for him because he just finished losing his wife about 2 years ago, too.
Munett Palat says the grandfather, who she named Vicente Gomez, took care of his grandchildren every other weekend.
I know what he's going to do without those little girls. He spoke so much about them.
Now, the landlord also telling us those 2 other adults taken to the hospital were her mother and her sister. She said they are doing just fine. She also told us that that grandfather, not only did he lose his 2 grandchildren on this day, but he also lost his wife on this same very day 2 years ago. So a very difficult situation. Fire marshals are still investigating this case. We're hearing it could be electrical, but that has not yet been confirmed. We are live in Bushwick. Lisa Mateo, PIX11 News. Back to you.
Beyond sad. Lisa, thank you.
Son a las 5:11 de la mañana, le iba a decir al revés, 11:05, no, son las 5:11 de la mañana. Vámonos ahora a lo que venimos. Una familia hispana de Brooklyn está sumergida en un profundo dolor.
Así es, y es que le contamos que 2 niñitas perdieron la vida luego de un devastador incendio que se desató dentro de un apartamento en el vecindario de Bushwick. Así que Cristina Navarrete nos tiene lo más reciente.
Las autoridades dicen que se hizo lo que se pudo para salvar a estas pequeñitas, pero lamentablemente ellas fallecieron en el hospital. Y la policía también me confirmó que ellas se encontraban aquí con su abuelito pasando el fin de semana, que también terminó hospitalizado. Las llamas no dieron tregua y se apoderó de parte de este edificio durante horas de la noche el sábado, localizado en el 165 de la calle Schaefer en Brooklyn, cobrando la vida de 2 niñas.
No, estoy sorprendida, yo no sabía, yo sí sé que sacaron 2 en camilla, pero no supe, he visto tanto movimiento, digo yo, pero algo más fuerte pasó.
Autoridades han identificado a las víctimas como Peyton Gomez, de 7 años, y Haley Harris, de 9 años. Autoridades también confirman que su abuelo, de 53 años, fue transportado al hospital Wyckoff en condición estable.
Oh, fuerte, sí, muy fuerte.
We found advanced fire condition in an apartment in the rear of the building.
El jefe de bomberos asegura cuando llegaron a la escena encontraron un incendio avanzado en un apartamento en la parte trasera del edificio en el segundo piso. Encontraron a las menores en una habitación. Cuentan que aparte otras 2 personas también resultaron heridas, pero no de gravedad.
Flame just burst through the window and erupted.
Este vecino asegura que las llamas rompieron por una ventana y que el incendio se propagó rápidamente. Oficiales del Departamento de Bomberos ahora se encuentran a cargo de una extensa investigación en busca de respuestas del por qué se originó este fuego. Ahora el médico forense se encuentra determinando la causa de muerte de estas 2 pequeñitas. Es todo lo que tengo desde Brooklyn. Yo soy Cristina Navarrete, Noticiero 47, Telemundo.
Muchísimas gracias, Cristina.